Welcome back to MWP. I'm your host, Seth.
And Tristan.
And today we are back, and I want to say I think this is our first, full cover of, an alien, kind of video. I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, we've covered stuff that kind of went into some alien, but it hasn't been the focal point, I don't think, so.
No, yeah, we just kind of dipped our toes in there.
Yep. And we are out of New York. We are back on our side of the country for this one. And that's it. Today we are covering the Travis Walton incident, getting into it. The Travis Walton incident was an alleged alien abduction of American forestry worker Travis Walton on November 5th, 1975. In the... Why am I forgetting how to say that word? Apache Sitgreaves National Forest near Heber? Nah, whatever. Arizona. Walton reportedly has said that he was taken aboard a flying saucer. It goes some places, and it's kind of fun. I won't lie.
I don't know if aliens are real. Do you think they're in the stereotypical flying saucer, or are they driving like a Mandalorian kind of thing?
Mm,
Millennium Falcon, that one.
um, I would hope they'd be more Star Wars because they're cooler than just like a flying saucer. You know
I think I would actually prefer the flying saucer,
why?
just because it feels more. I'm used to it,
That's
I
fair.
just full of stereotypes, I guess.
Do you hope they would look like the green little alien dudes?
Yes, but gray.
Yeah, that's what I meant, not green. I was like, yeah, I said gray. Oh no, I said green. Yeah, probably. Do you know how many people would try to fuck an alien though? I would.
Don't got me.
I would. I'd be like, they're pretty cool.
Johnny tested it out.
Yeah. Which, give you a little background to the force. The Apache Sitgreaves National Forest is a 2.76 million acre national forest in the United States, which runs along the Mogollon Rim and the White Mountains in east central Arizona and into New Mexico. It was formerly two forests, but is currently managed as one by the USDA Forest Service. Its high elevation and cool summer breeze makes it a popular destination from the hot desert of Phoenix, Arizona.
I would love to visit New Mexico.
Wow, really?
Only because Breaking Bad.
Oh, that is
That's
true.
it. Yeah, that's it. That's the only reason.
Damn. I think New Mexico would be cool to see. I think Arizona would be kind of cool to see.
I think the only cool thing in Arizona is the plateaus.
Yeah.
That's about it, man.
Well, I think, I mean, yeah, probably for us, because I'm pretty sure, Arizona's, pretty similar to, our neck of the woods.
Desert.
So, yeah, maybe it probably wouldn't be too different. I want to do Washington. I think it'd be cool.
Washington, yeah. Oregon. Oregon's great.
Yeah, I think the last time I was there, I was a baby. I want to say I think I was alive. Maybe I wasn't. When the family went there.
You gotta take a trip. It's nice.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, we can hop on into the Herber Overguard. Herber Overguard. I think that's how you say that.
Don't ask me, brother. I'm not good with names.
That's an odd one. The Herber Overguard is a community in the Navajo County of Arizona. The Herber and Overguard are technically two unincorporated communities, but as of the 1990 census, their proximity led to a merge name of the Herber Overguard. The Arbor was settled in 1883 by members of the Church of Jesus Christ in the Latter-day Saints, the LDS Church. The town is named after either Heber J. Grant or Heber C. Kimball. Both both were prominent members of the LDS Church. Overguard, adjoining Heber, was settled in 1936 and was named after the owner of the first sawmill, Christins of Overguard. Heber Overguard's early economy was founded by dry farming and ranching, while tourism, retirement, and timbering are the basis for present day industry.
Would you visit?
Uh, Honestly, no. I don't think I would. It doesn't sound too interesting to me.
Same. I was like, bro, nah.
Yeah, I get enough of dry nothingness around here, so.
That is true. That is true. And LDS.
Yeah, I'm good.
And LDS. We deal with a lot of that here, so I think we're good. Make people mad this episode.
Probably, yeah.
But yep, that was a little info on the surrounding area, like where our story today take place. I think more so of the national forest is where it takes place. But the community gets mentioned too. But before we get into the actual alien abduction of Travis Walton, I wanted to give a little background on him, which I think will help later down the line on when we're talking about after we hear the story. Which Travis Walton, he was born around 1953 to Mary Walton, later Mary Walton Gallot, I think. On May 5th, 1971, Walton and associate Carl Rogers pleaded guilty to breaking into the offices of the Western Molding Company, stealing company checks, forging, and then cashing them. The pair were placed on probation for 2 years, after which they were allowed to plead not guilty and cleanse their records.
Do you think they gotta keep the money?
I would assume no. That'd be a little fucked up as they were. They're like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, it'd be weird, but I don't know, man. I feel like it's a high risk. I would hope I gotta keep the money, you know?
Oh yeah, I would too. Honestly, since last episode, I would not be surprised if they let them keep the money. Honestly, seeing how
Yeah.
absolutely bad the justice system was.
Yeah. Especially if they gotta clean their record, just a clean slate, you know?
But yeah, that I think is going. I think that little info will probably enlighten of what this incident is about to be. Which if you want to take away, or I can if you want.
So the actual alien incident on on November 5th of 1975, crew chief Michael H. Rogers reported Travis Walton missing to the Navajo County Sheriff. 6 members of the crew claimed they were driving down a forest road when they saw a lit object above the ground near the roadway. They reported that Walton got out of the truck and ran towards the object, which shone a light on him. They said they drove away in fear, only to return 15 minutes later to find both Walton and the light missing. At 7:54 p.m., a member of the logging crew called Officer L.C. Elson, Sheriff Marlon Gillespie, and Deputy Keith Copeland drove to Heber to meet with the loggers. According to a 1983 account, Rogers and 2 crew members agreed to return to Turkey Springs with 3 officers, while the other 3 members refused to return and instead drove home in Rogers' vehicle. The 6 men searched Turkey Springs until shortly after midnight, when Sheriff Gillespie paused the search until the morning. Around 1:30 a.m., Navajo County Deputy Sheriff Kenneth Copeland Rogers visited Walton's mother. According to Copeland, when he informed her of the disappearance, she said, "Well, that's what things happen." It's kind of cold. Uh, Copeland said he was shocked by how calmly she took the news and her general lack of surprise. Walton, his older brother Dwayne, and his mother were described by the sheriff at the time as longtime students of UFOs. Kind of weird. Because Travis Walton's mother lived in a ranch house without telephone service, Roger drove her into town so she'd call Travis's brother Dwayne. And their sister, while Copeland followed. Around 3 a.m., Walton's mother called her daughter. Waking her, Deputy Copeland was again shocked to tell at how Travis's family took the news.
Okay.
Do you think they're just so, like, out of touch with reality? They live in the middle of nowhere?
No, I think it's just, I think you'll see later on. I think it's just, Travis, like, let them in on, like, a scheme, and so that's why they took it so well. Like, he has a scheme going on.
Okay.
The following day, November 7th, a search party of nearly 50 people scoured the Turkey Springs area, but failed to find Travis or any signs of an altercation. Law enforcement were surprised when, after a few hours, Travis' mother told them, "I don't think there's any use of looking any further. He's not around here. I don't think he's on this earth." Sheriff Gillespie dismissed the volunteers, but the following morning, November 8th, Rogers and Dwayne Walton complained in person about the discontinued search. As a result, Sheriff Gillespie assembled another search party, which included a helicopter. Regional papers covered the story on November 8th. That day, a member of a Phoenix-based UFO interest group recorded a 65-minute interview with the crew chief Mike Rogers and Travis's older brother Dwayne Walton. At no point during the interview did either express any fear or concern for Travis. Rather, they expressed confidence that Travis would be returned. During the interview, Rogers discussed the forestry contract, saying, "This contract we have is seriously behind schedule. In fact, Monday the time is up. We haven't done any work on it since Wednesday because of this thing, and therefore it won't be done. I hope they take that into account." Forestry contracts included an act of God clause that excused contractors who were delinquent due to unforeseeable circumstances. Which, before I continue, I think that already kind of like gives a big hint of what this actually is. In my opinion, this is like all schemed for both the contract, and something else, which we'll get into a little bit later. In my opinion. This hasn't, I don't think, been proven or anything. But you'll see what I mean. During the interview, Dwayne revealed that he, Travis, and their mother were UFO buffs who had previously discussed that if they ever saw a UFO, they would immediately get directly under the object, because the opportunity to go aboard a UFO would be too great to pass up. Dwayne repeatedly insisted that Travis was, quote, "not even missing. He knows where he's at, and I know where he's at." On November 9th, law enforcement continued the search for Travis until late afternoon, when Walton's mother again requested the search to be halted. By November 10th, stories of Walton's disappearance were being published throughout the US, UK, and Canada. On November 11th, the press reported that Travis's mother felt any further searching for Travis would be useless. Also on November 11th, Rogers and the 5 other members of the forestry crew were interrogated by Arizona Department of Public Safety polygraph examiner C.E. Gilson to determine if the men had murdered Travis Walton. All denied having harmed Travis. Gilson opined that 5 out of the 6 men were being truthful and described results for the 6th man, Ellen Dallas, I think, as inconclusive, which is probably something you don't want to have as like a potential, did you kill this man?
Yeah, I would hope not. I would rather prefer just like a positively, like, no, he did not kill this man.
Yeah.
On November 11th, press reported that Walton had been found. Walton had placed a collect call to his sister's home from a payphone in Erber, Arizona. Walton reached his sister's husband's Grant Neff, who drove to pick up Dwayne and proceeded to Arbor to pick up Travis. Neff reported he initially thought the caller was intoxicated. As part of a collect call procedure, Travis told the operator his name. She recognized the name as that of the missing man and alerted Sheriff Gillespie, who dispatched a deputy to the family's ranch house. Deputy Glenn Flake arrived around 2 a.m., where he witnessed Dwayne Walton transferring fuel from one car to another after having forgotten to purchase gas before local stations closed. Maybe that happens. I don't know.
I was like, that's such a weird thing.
I mean, I'm sure at this time there wasn't like 24-hour gas stations, but I don't know.
Still, though, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Flake did not reveal that they knew Travis had returned home, and Dwayne did not tell the deputy that Travis had been found. Yeah, that's some sketchy stuff. Seeking medical attention for Travis, Dwayne reached out to the UFO researcher he'd met days prior. The researcher referred them to Dr. Lester Stewart, a hypnotherapist. Am I saying that right?
Hypnotherapist.
A hypnotherapist. Yeah, okay. Dwayne took Travis to meet with Stewart, but his first words were that Travis needed a medical examination with lab tests and was not ready for hypnotic regression. Stewart noted that Travis seemed very confused and reminiscent of drug addicts he treated. Stewart also noted that Travis had a small lesion on the inside crease of his right elbow, so he's shooting up. Consistent with intravenous drug use. Intravenous? After meeting with Stewart, the Waltons returned to Dwayne's home, where the UFO researchers arranged a house call by two medical doctors who were also amateur UFO investigators. Why is everyone just investigating UFOs? It's like,
I don't know, probably nothing really to do out there, you know?
I guess.
Like,
I don't know.
When they arrived at 3 o'clock p.m., Dwayne forbid them to use their camera or tape recorder, nor will he allow them to ask Travis questions about his experience. So why the fuck... Okay. Why the fuck even have him? You know?
Yeah.
The doctors noted that the presence of the apparent puncture mark and estimated to be 24 to 48 hours old. That day, stories of Travis' return had begun to spread. The press began calling Dwayne's home in an attempt to reach Travis. Dwayne finally informed law enforcement of Travis' return, calling Sheriff Gillespie, who insisted on seeing Travis immediately. The sheriff drove the 4 hours into Glendale and arrived at 11 o'clock p.m. Dwayne and Travis demanded that Sheriff Gillespie not record the interview. A little weird that they're so adamant on not people recording anything.
Yeah, I think it's a little odd.
So, after a local UFO group facilitated the connection, Dwayne and Travis moved into a suite at the Sheraton, in Scottsdale. The costs were covered by the National Enquirer in exchange for exclusive access to Walton and his story. On November 14th, Travis skipped a polygraph interview with police. But that night, in the presence of the Enquirer reporters, a doctor associated with the UFO group had a 2-hour conversation with a hypnotized Travis about the incident. The following day, November 15th, Travis was interviewed by Jack McCarthy, a freelance polygraph examiner arranged by UFO group and the Enquirer. McCarthy concluded that Travis was engaged in a gross deception, had even been intentionally holding his breath in an attempt to beat the machine.
Wow. What do you think? What do you think he was doing?
To try to beat the machine, or?
No, like what kind of drugs do you think he was doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I will say though, the intentionally holding his breath, when I saw that, that what made me decide that we're covering this.
I feel like that'd be like, you know, like when you're like arguing with a little kid and they're like, I'm gonna hold my breath.
No, yeah.
Like this.
Just imagine you're in the room, you're administering the test, and you look over at you after you're like, oh, did you get abducted by aliens? And he's just, his cheeks are just puffed up.
He's turning purple.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'd just leave. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, dude, I don't blame the dude being like, yeah, this dude's definitely lying.
Yeah.
On November 22nd, Travis appeared on Phoenix television station Cool, where he was interviewed about the incident. Travis claimed that he had lost consciousness when struck by a beam of light, and that he awoke in a hospital-like room, being observed by 3 short, bald creatures. He says that he fought with them until a human wearing a helmet led Walton to another room, where he blacked out as 3 other humans put a clear plastic mask over his face. Walton has said that he remembers nothing else until he found himself walking along a highway 5 days later, with a flying saucer departing above him. That's like pretty standard, I think. Alien abduction.
I feel like they would knock him out though. They wouldn't just like drop him off and let him watch, you know?
No, yeah. I would assume too. Which, so for some more background info that happened before his disappearance, but this is like going like I think explain a good bit of what actually is going on. Is on October 20th, 1975, the same night that Rogers wrote to the Forestry Service, the NBC network aired a primetime special, The UFO Incident, a made-for-TV movie about an alleged alien abduction. The film starred James Earl Jones, not Gray, as Barney Hill, who had undergone a hypnosis session with a psychiatrist in 1964, after which he reported recollections of an alien abduction. Which, we have a little note. Recovered memory therapy is not based on scientific evidence, and recovered memories are indistinguishable from false memories. And then, in the spring of 1972, the National Enquirer tabloid began advertising a $50,000 prize for proof of extraterrestrial visitors. By 1975, the prize had been raised to $100,000. 100,000. Which I'm like, that immediately I think it's he wanted the money, you know.
I couldn't blame him.
Oh no.
100 grand to be abducted by an alien? Prove it. I would try.
Oh no, yeah. But like, you know, we see that money. Literally very close to when he got abducted. He saw, you know, alien abduction movie. And then, like, he won't do interviews or anything until he does one with that tabloid, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he had to have planned it all out already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Planned it before they did anything.
Mm-hmm. And, another thing which I didn't include in the little document that we have, so Michael H. Rogers, you know, his boss at the forestry, you know, service, he's the older brother of, what's his name? Of Carl Rogers. With that, Rogers also got the contract of clearing, you know, that portion of forest at, you know, like a lower price than all the others. But he was having issues on, like he said, like, meeting the deadline. So in my mind, I think it was, hey, I'll get this money, and you can try to extend the deadline so we actually can finish this job. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I could see that. On March 19th, 2021, Mike Rogers posted a statement to his Facebook page announcing, I, Michael H. Rogers, being of sound and rational mind, do hereby give notice that I am no longer to be considered as a witness to Travis C. Walton's supposed abduction on November 5th of 1975. He later clarified Travis Travis tried to keep a new remake of the movie a secret from me. He always had his big secrets that he has kept from me. It angered me. I tried over the last 2 weeks to reason with him, but of no avail. I believe Travis is an honest person, and therefore I want nothing to do with him. Oh, I don't believe Travis is an honest person, and I want nothing to do with him. Okay, I missed that little note right there. Anyways, on April 30th, Rogers placed a call to producer Ryan Gordon, who was working on a new film about the Walton incident. Gordon recorded a call with Rogers without Rogers' knowledge, as permitted by Arizona law. I did not know that.
No, yeah, same. I think here you have to let them know if you're recording.
Yeah. 2 months later, on July 4th, Gordon publicly posted audio from the call, which featured Rogers explaining, "All I can remember, we were talking in the woods one day, Travis and I. We were talking about creating a UFO hoax. Okay? I don't know how the UFO got there, but I remember when I was driving the truck and he jumped out. It was all deliberate. It was all a staged thing. Okay? He ran up there, there was something about the UFO not being real, although it looked real. Travis's brother Dune helped him. Rogers and Walton later reconciled, and Rogers issued a statement retracting his confession." This dude he got caught, dude.
I like how he gets mad because he's like, "Hey, you're not including me on Game or Money. Fuck you."
Honestly, fuck it, why not?
Oh no, yeah, and then probably Walton was like, "Look, I'll give you some money." He's probably like, "I retract my confession."
Yep. Too late though. Mike Rogers and the Waltons were known for their interest in UFOs. One member of the crew recalled Mike Rogers and Travis Walton arguing about how UFOs can fly. Rogers later acknowledged and he watched the first part of the recent television special that dramatized the Barney Hill alien abduction case. While the Waltons acknowledged prior discussions of wanting to be taken aboard a UFO, the Walton family long had a reputation for pranks and practical jokes. One neighboring family, the Gibsons, recalled being the target of multiple pranks.
God damn it, they're pranksters.
That'd be annoying if I had neighbors trying to pull pranks on me.
Oh, like, dude, today they'll just get shot.
Yeah, I think it'd be that simple.
Like, today they just get shot.
Yeah.
Boom! Within 4 months of the incident, UFO author Raymond E. Fowler, himself a believer in UFOs and abductions, proposed that some members of the crew had been the victim of a hoax perpetrated by others in the crew. Authors including Class and, I'm assuming Flock, I'm assuming Peace Island, argued that Travis Walton and Mike Rogers planned the incident. As early as 1978, crew member Steve Pierce expressed suspicion that the incident had been a hoax. Pierce noted that on the day of the incident, Rogers made the crew stay past dark, whereas they usually ended work at 4 p.m. Pierce recalled that Walton did not work at all during the day of the incident. Instead, he slept in the truck while claiming to be ill from kerosene too much. He also reported that Mike Rogers disappeared from the worksite for 2 hours that day. Which, it just leads more to the thing that they were both in on it. And,
Yeah, I mean, there's no way one person would be able to pull off this.
No, yeah.
Like, successfully. I mean, there was pretty much the whole family, and they still failed.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, we'll get to it, but they actually really fell. You'll see what I mean. They got the money.
Oh shit.
Um,
100?
yeah, the 100,000. Well, it might have not been 100,000, but they got some money from the Inquirer. Authors, including Michael Sherman and Philip Klaus, note that while the National Enquirer tabloid publicized the opinion of a private polygraph examiner, a pornograph examiner, that'd be a crazy job,
Mine's in the gutter.
who reported the witnesses as being truthful, it omitted all mention of Walton's prior polygraph examiner, who concluded Walton was being grossly deceptive. They further note that while law enforcement had conducted a polygraph examination of the crew during their missing persons investigation into Walton's disappearance, the objective of that investigation was to determine whether the crew had killed Walton, not to investigate UFOs. Thus, they asked only 4 questions, 3 about violence against Walton, and 1 asking if an unusual object was observed. Which, yeah, that makes sense. I would pray the police wouldn't be going like, did you see did the aliens come? You know?
I'm assuming right as someone just, if they say anything like that, they're immediately assuming like, okay, this person has got something, so like some mental illness going on.
They're trying to cover up something.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays, honestly, I'd probably just go straight to, okay, they're doing drugs.
That, or honestly, I think nowadays it'd be a lot more people being like, maybe they're telling the truth. Maybe they did see aliens. You know?
Yeah, I guess I could see that too, yeah.
Science writer and skeptic Michael Sherman opined, quote, I think the polygraph is not a reliable determiner of truth. No, really. I think Travis Walton was not abducted by aliens. In both cases, the power of deception and self-deception is all we need to understand what really happened in 1975 and after.
In the 1980s, reports of alien abductions became more widespread due to authors such as Bud Hopkins, John E. Mack, and Whitney Strieber. Folklorist Thomas E. Thomas E. Bullard, notes that stories of alien abductions exhibit a fairly consistent
Sequence.
There we go. And descriptions of events. Scholars suggest that alien abduction syndrome is a result of sleep paralysis or false memory syndrome. I could see sleep paralysis, kind of.
Oh, dude,
I feel like it's like, like a ghost in the corner, or like being strangled,
Oh, yeah. I think that'd be, like a very, like, oh, no, dude, the great alien dudes came. Like, I could see that being sleep paralysis, definitely.
I guess. I don't know.
I just looked up false memory syndrome. In psychology, it was a proposed pattern of beliefs and behaviors in which a person's identity and relationships are affected by false memories of psychological trauma. Recollections which are strongly believed by the individual, but contested by the accused. Is not listed as a psychiatric illness in any medical manuals, including the ICD-11 or the DSM-5. So,
Walton didn't report paralysis or covered memories or any other common elements of an alien abduction. Leading Fire in the Sky screenwriter Tracy Tormey to opine, I don't think the Travis case is an abduction case. It doesn't fit any of the other patterns as in the cases that were explored in Bud Hopkins' book Intruders. So many witnesses gone for 5 days, so I think all those things break the mold and make this case unique. Philip J. Klass noted that a UFO abduction mold did not exist yet in 1975. I didn't know we have a mold for UFO, but I know. No, I guess we do. Yeah.
yeah, like the whole,
All
like, you get abducted,
yeah.
they then probe you, and then they return you and stuff.
Yep. Favorite part.
The probing?
Oh yeah.
You're like, you got 12 inches? They're like, no, we
I
got
just hope
4.
it's thicker than what they do in the movies, you know? It's always so thin.
You're like, if that girth is not 5 inches, I don't
No, no,
want it.
no, no. I'm talking like 8.
Oh, God, you're like, I want.
Around. I want like one of those big sauce cans, you know?
Oh, God.
Oh
You're
yeah.
like, if my shit ain't leaking out like tomato sauce from a can, I don't want it.
No sir. It's gotta be pouring everywhere.
God damn. You're like, I do not want to be able to shit normally ever again.
Mm-mm. What's the point? Like honestly.
I don't know. Robert
Uh
Schaefer? I'm not good with names.
Schaefer.
A longtime writer for Skeptical Inquirer and founding member of the UFO subcommittee of the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry has argued for decades that the Walton incident was a hoax. Starting in 2021, Schaeffer promoted the hypothesis that Rogers and the Walton made use of a nearby fire lookout tower to achieve their hoax. While the crew typically traveled back to Erber via Black Can Road, Schaefer suggests they return that night via Rim Road, which passes by Gentry Tower, a 12-foot tall Forest Service fire lookout tower equipped with a generator, a 200 square foot living space for the lookout, and an outer metal catwalk, and a spotlight. Schaefer suggests that Travis walked towards the tower, which was brightly lit above the treetops, until an accomplice in the tower illuminated him with the spotlight. Schaefer proposes that when the Rogers later drove the crew back to the supposed abduction site, they actually arrived at a different spot entirely, one closer to their Turkey Springs site. The UFO incident aired 2 weeks before the Travis Walton incident. Their researchers suggested that Rogers and Walton could have been inspired by the film to concoct their own alleged abduction story. Psychologists and skeptics argued in a 2009 review that after viewing this movie, any person with a little imagination could now become an instant celebrity by claiming an abduction. They concluded that one of those instant celebrities was Travis Walton. I think it's probably pretty likely.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Just takes a little bit of imagination.
little bit of imagination, and I think it's pretty clear that yeah, this was just an elaborate thing to get the reward money and probably to extend that contract.
Just a quick money grab.
Yeah,
No, it's not that quick and
yeah, I know he was
quite a
gone
while.
5 days.
Yeah. And then however long it took for them to actually get interviews and
Yeah, I guess the one thing I will say is like a thing for maybe Travis and the crew is like I think it'd be hard to like have like drive back and like bring them to a different location and then not notice, you know.
yeah.
That's just I guess that'd be my one little thing for maybe in support of Travis alien case.
So in the days following Walton's UFC or UFO UFO claim, the National Enquirer awarded Walton and his coworkers a $5,000 prize for the best UFO case of the year. That just that in itself sounds like good for you. You came up with the best story.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems like they didn't believe.
yeah. Um, After they were said to have passed the polygraph test administered by the Enquirer and the Aerial Phenomenon Research Organization (APRO), you ufolo, you ufologist, ufologist.
I would
I
say UFOologist.
Jim Luditz said for 5 days the authorities thought he'd been murdered by his coworkers, and then he was returned. According to Ludith, all of the coworkers who were there, who saw the spacecraft, they all took the polygraph test and they all passed except for one. And that one was inconclusive. I don't know. Skeptics include the story as an example of a UFO hoax promoted by a credulous media circus, with the resulting publicity exploited by Walton to make money. Yeah. UFO researcher Philip J. Klass, who agreed with Walton's story, was a hoax perpetrated for financial gain, identified many discrepancies in the accounts of Walton's and his coworkers. After investigating the case, Klass reported that the polygraph tests were poorly administered and Walton used polygraph countermeasures such as holding his breath, and that Klass uncovered an earlier failed test administered by an examiner who concluded the case involved gross deception.
The goddamn holding his breath.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
This is basically what it is.
Yeah.
uh,
You go.
okay. In 1978, Walton wrote the book The Walton Experience, detailing his claims. In 1993, the book served as the inspiration for the 1993 film Fire in the Sky, starring Robert Patrick as Mike Rogers, D.B. Sweeney as Travis Walton, and Craig Sheffer as Alan Dallas, Pierre Berg as David Whitlock, and Georgia Mellon as Diana Rogers. Travis Walton made a cameo in the film. Paramount Pictures decided that Walton's account was too fuzzy and too similar to other televised close encounters, so they ordered screenwriter Tracy Torme to write a flashier, more provocative adoption story.
From the other side. Cut out.
Damn.
I probably shouldn't sing songs on here, huh?
Nah, you good. On the opening day of Fire in the Sky, March 12, 1993, Walton and Mike Rogers appeared on the CNN program Larry King Live, which also featured Philip J. Klaus. Walton has occasionally appeared at UFO conventions or on television. He sponsors his own UFO conference in Arizona called the Skyfire Summit. In 2008, Walton was analyzed by a private polygrapher and determined to be engaged in deception when he appeared on the Fox game show The Moment of Truth. On January 19, 2021, Walton appeared on episode number 1597 of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Jesus Christ, that's been going on that long. Holy. In 2021.
That's not that long. It's only 5 years ago.
I was mean the episode count. Being in the thousand. I was like, that's going on that long. Holy fucking hell. On August 25th, 2023, he appeared in the 5th episode of the 3rd season of How To with John Wilson, titled How to Watch Birds.
How to watch birds. Probably sit there and watch birds.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. We've been watching some crazy birds. We got a huge family of vultures that are living right next to our house on our neighbor's property. But those things are crazy.
No, yeah, I remember I was taking a piss on, what was it, 4th of July, I think?
Yeah.
And you guys started playing fucking bird noises or whatever.
30 vultures, probably.
Yeah, just walk out and there's just, the sky's filled with them.
I'm trying to figure out how to get other birds, because I feel like if I get a bird feeder, like a hummingbird feeder, they're just not going to come because the vultures are going to scare them away, you know?
I mean, yeah, probably. Well, no, you got crows.
Well, yeah, but the crows are bigger. Say like a little hummingbird. I wouldn't think a hummingbird would want to come near a giant vulture, you know?
Yeah, they'd probably be like, that thing's gonna fucking eat me. Which probably would.
I would feel the same way.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm just a little hummingbird. Which, I think I saw a thing of, hummingbirds have to eat, like, a fuck ton every day.
Oh, yeah, dude, you know how fast their wings or their heart beats?
No, yeah,
they're probably burning how many calories?
A fuck ton, is insane. Like, how much they actually have to consume each day just because of how fast and how much their wings flap per, like, I think second. I don't even think it's per minute.
No, they're pretty crazy. Especially how light they are. I was watching a video. One got took down by a spider web.
God damn.
I felt so bad. The dude had to like unwrap it and then it just took off. But
Aw.
it didn't fly because it had a spider web on its wing.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy.
They're just so small.
I know, they're cute though.
They are. They're really cool.
I think for like small birds, them and like fuck, what's the name? What are they called? They have like the little thing on their head. They live out here with us.
Quail?
Quails. Though quails can get big, actually.
Yeah, they get like the size of like a little, like a little foam football.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, fucking, I think a couple days ago, they kept freaking me out because we had a giant group that were all big, and, like, randomly, I would just see a giant shadow just, like, cross the window. It's like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's a quail.
They sound pretty cool, though.
Oh, dude, they're awesome. I guess pigeons, as far as smaller, I don't think pigeons get big either.
I mean, pigeons are like, they're not like big, but they're a good size.
Are they?
I don't know.
I would say they were, like, smaller.
Well, I mean, I maybe like, I don't know. I guess for like how big birds can get, yeah, they're kind of smaller, but
No, yeah.
it's like a good size.
Insane, for anybody who doesn't know, that we have seagulls in Nevada.
We do, yeah.
It is insane. I personally wouldn't think we have them.
No, we also got horny toads. For whoever doesn't know what those are, they're really cool. Look them up.
Horny toads?
Yes, a horny toad, the flat lizard with the horns around its head.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant actual toad.
No, they're.
I was like, which we do have.
Toads, yeah, we have a lot of toads.
Yeah. There was I think last summer, there was one that was that was chilling at the house. And so, like, when it rained, if you woke up early enough, went out, you just hear fucking croaking.
Yeah, you just need a little bit of water and they'll come.
Yep. I think we actually have some endangered toad species here.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Got
a few.
Yeah, I think like more up towards like Tahoe. I think that's pretty cool. But I guess back to this topic. Do you believe in Travis Walton's alien abduction?
No, I think it was a money grab.
Yeah, same. I think
Honestly, I don't blame him though.
I don't blame him, especially because like it doesn't really hurt anybody, you know.
I mean, like, he just had to come up with a story. Like, people do that all the time nowadays.
No, yeah.
Why not back then?
Yeah. Now, the one I do love, again, holding his breath during the goddamn polygraphs. But in the thing of, like, when he returned and then being like, oh, he has, like, a mark that is, you know, associated with drug use. Do you think he was using some drugs? While he was staying, you know, staying low.
Hiding out in the woods, smoking some meth. I don't know, whatever you inject into your arm.
You inject meth.
Can you?
Yeah, I think that's how it's preferred. Because the thing, it's like,
I don't know, man.
oh, is it meth or is it crack? That like you heat up in a spoon and then you put it in a in a needle and you shoot up.
I don't know. I feel like we probably shouldn't talk about hard drugs like that on YouTube.
Probably.
We can take it down.
It's the end of the video. They don't watch the end of the video.
Nope.
Get caught. Get fucking content strike. Oh fuck. Yep. We don't believe in it. If you do, like, if you believe in his tale, I guess tell us why, you know? Like, what makes you believe in him, if you do? But I think that would do it for today, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah. Have a good one.